the worst account you'll see in Wuthering Waves. An account with zero synergies, no characters properly built, only a single signature weapon. And that's only scratching the surface. There is so much wrong with this account. I mean, who thinks it's a good idea to make a male collection account with only 4 limiteds in the game? Well, I love a fun challenge. That's why over the next 3 days, I spent 24 hours transforming this account into one that can clear Tower Adversity for the very first time. Oh my god, what's up? He only has male limiteds except for Lupa. I'm gonna show you guys something worse. Instead of having Emerald of Genesis on Brant, we have Laser Shearer. Oh my god, I'm gonna crash out. We don't have a static mist. We don't have a static mist, bro. He doesn't even have gear on Sanhua. He doesn't even have energy on Verino. He 25 this. Holy shit. Amity Accord. This has defense. This has defense as its main stat. We are defense main statting our Sheng Liao right now. This is the most disaster account I've seen in my life. I regret this already. Okay, so our character situation is absolutely bricked. Our weapon situation is absolutely bricked. Actually, I forgot to check his skills. Hold on. Oh, we pull for constellations so we don't have to build our characters. Oh. Well, S3 loop does help us. It takes us to Sanhua, so that's nice. The downside is everything else on the account is bricked. At least we have a ray of hope. Look, before someone ignorantly in the comments says, "This isn't fair, that's an S3 Luke, that makes this easy." A lack of skill levels and the fact that we're using a 4-star weapon on him means that we're doing less damage than a decently invested S0 R1 Luke. And that's not even factoring in the echoes. While looking at what we have available to work with on the account, I noticed that we actually have a ton of supplies, including a 5-star standard weapon selector. Does that make up for the abhorrent status of the account? Bro wants to flex on us. Ling Yong. 13 pulls. The 13 pulls after getting Luke, you got Ling Yong. Okay. 30 pulls before that, you got Luke, and 1 pull before that, you failed your 50-50 to Zhan Xin. You failed your 50-50. 2 pulls later, you got Luke. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it keeps getting better. What the hell? It's literally all earlies. 15, 30, 2, 24. You were the luckiest player in Wuthering Waves. All right, my question is, why do you not have his signature, though? I started by identifying what teams we'd be working on. 108 Crystal Solvents sounds like a lot, but when you realize we're building up basically 4 teams from scratch, that's really not that much. In the end, the 4 teams I decided to work on look like this. Luke Sanhua, Toyuan Mortefi, Lupa Brant, Zheng Liao, Zhan Xin. Our healers and Buling and Verena would be flexed, and so would Rover depending on which variant we end up needing for the run. At least that was the idea leading into the account. Now there are a ton of reasons why this game plan didn't actually pan out, but you'll see those shortly. Right now, it was time to get to work. 511. How do you have 39 million shell credits? And you've done 0 of the open world. Wait, you've actually done 0 of the open world. Holy shit. So this is gonna be the first test of this account. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's Lupa Brant. How bad can it be? Not having ult so I can't actually do anything here is kind of cringe. Wait, how much did my anchor just hit for 23k? There's no way. I saw that wrong, right? Yeah, 160. Okay. All right, at least Brand is playable. At least Brand is playable. We'll give him that. Before you start using the crystal solvents to work on your echoes, it's always best you work on your character levels and their skills. No, I don't have a particular reason to mention that. It's not like every single account you guys make a review forgets to do it or anything. I also took the time to grab other prep stuff, including Echo Drop Food. As you saw before, he's done no open world exploration, so I ran around Firmament grabbing the wind chimes for the recipe.
Welcome. We've got a variety of produce here.
Welcome. We got a variety of produce around here. Thank you, brother. Yeah, you can probably guess at this point, most of his shops aren't actually bought out either. I took to doing the easy version of holograms, though we'll return to the harder difficulties if we need the extra resources later. Step 1 of unbricking the first part of like 4 issues I have to fix with the first character out of like 6 I have to fix on this account. We got to still work on his echoes, his skills, his weapon, but hey, we got the levels done. I should mention, I was given permission to pull on the account with any Asherite I found during the playthrough. I'm not going to make it a focal point of the run for me to try and obtain a character, as technically anything we get will drain resources, but I'll welcome anything. The 5-star weapon box was still in the back of my mind. We had a few options for it, mainly Abyss Surges for Shongliao and Luke, or Static Mist for Mertefi, but I wasn't committed to anything yet. I ended up raising Celestial Spiral in the meantime because at least someone can get use out of it. Next up to max was Shongliao. How this guy got him for free all the way back in 1.2 and still never managed to raise him despite being UL 76, I'll never know.
The pursuit of truth is a rocky path.
Okay, so we need to get Rover up next. That one's a little bit easier because we only need the mats. You already get everything for him. While raising Rover, I noticed a huge problem. Honestly, it's something I should have noticed the second I looked at his map. He only has S4, meaning the already outdated Havoc Rover is borderline unusable at this point. Keep in mind that Havoc Rover also won't have the weekly mass to raise the skills, so that means not only are we stuck with S4 and level 6 skills, we're also going to have terrible echoes to boot. It's just unusable. Alright, game plan has changed. We're using Arrow Rover. The reality is we just don't have the weapons looking at the situation to actually use Havoc Rover, so we're just going to use Arrow Rover. It also means we invest less resources, and the fact that we don't have the sequences makes it so it's just completely break. It's not even an option anymore. So we're Arrow Rover and main DPS Shoyuan. You've never cleared Inferno Rider before. You haven't even done the quest to do Inferno Rider? Thanks solemnly co-op exists. You really think I want to do more of this guy's chores? Wait, he's never cleared the monkey either. I feel like I'm playing on a fresh account that's just like magically level 70 right now. Janshin is parked at 70 because she's useless. With that, it only took a little bit over 4 hours to get his characters mostly leveled. And yes, that is absolutely crazy to say out loud. Hopefully you're starting to understand the levels of brick we're dealing with. Echoes immediately became my biggest concern because he only has half of a character built and his name is Brand. That means we need to get Echoes for 11 different characters. And a trend you're probably noticing by now, he has nothing on the account for me to enhance whatsoever, meaning I have to farm every single one of these by hand. How is everything I've hit so far a low roll on crit? Every single roll has been low roll. Wait, that's actually crazy. How is that even possible? I'm not even mad. I'm impressed. Look at this. Low roll. Didn't even hit. All the other ones are low rolls too. That's crazy. You guys ever been screwed so hard that it just becomes hilarious? And I'm over here laughing with you guys. Woo! Okay, break the curse. Oh, that's damn good. The only problem is that bullying does literally 0 damage, so even me hitting there does nothing for the account. You have never farmed the Nightmare Nest over here. What? Every time I look at something on this account, I learn something new. I closed out day 1 by farming his Nightmare Nest, and you can already guess what I got from doing that. Hey, if you subscribe, it makes up for the pain I'm experiencing. All right, today is day 2 of us trying to fix the most cursed account in Wuthering Waves. Technically, not everything is maxed out, but we got some good progress over here. Today's big goal is we're gonna fix the god-awful echo situation on this account. They're literally not even on the proper set, all right? You know it's bad when we're bragging about the Shongliao double low roll 2-liner. You know it's bad when that's what we're talking about. So what we'll do, we'll start with the Nightmare Nests over here, and then we'll go from there, probably focusing more on the 1.0 units than the 2.0, specifically because the Luke is going to have an easier time clearing, especially with the shield buffs and whatnot, than characters like Shongliao. Okay, let's see if we got anything good. All right, round 2 will surely be better. All right, round 3 will surely be better. All right, round 4 will surely be better. I ended up merging all the echoes I farmed from the previous 2 days, as well as whatever he had in the account originally, to see if we rolled anything useful. Technically, they did add a new targeted merge feature where you can select the set. That's only for 10 echoes, so I'm going to save it for when we narrow down what sets we need. What the fuck do I hit that on Moonlit for? Dude, this is like the Moonlit set is the one piece that doesn't need it. I mean, double high roll is Pog. But like, it's Moonlit, bro. I need this on the Choyuan main DPS, please. For the love of God. Since we don't need the wave plates for character levels or skills at this point, I started dumping the remaining crystal solvents into getting echoes. The tubes and tuners were more than welcome, but if I'm being honest, a large reason I did this was to alleviate the grind I'd have to do for actually collecting echoes. Of course, I still had to farm the open world for echoes anyway. Pretty sure I did more open world on his account while farming echoes than he's done in its entire existence, actually. Oh my god, an Electro. Wait, if I go and I insta-enhance, it gives me peak. Oh my god, it's peak. It's so peak. Wait, it's actually peak? Wait, it's actually peak. Okay, we got a piece. We got a piece. I need you guys to be honest with me. When is the last time you guys farmed like this? I have not farmed since maybe even the 7-day challenge. I don't even think on my new, like my challenge accounts and stuff like that, I don't even think I farmed, seriously. 9.9. Okay, we sacrificed the trash one. And then it goes in, and then it hits a turbo banger of a piece. I have farmed for so long. Get echoes on this account, and you have blessed me with trash, garbage, dog shit, and piss. I would appreciate it. All on Lee, you would be so kind as to give me a single good echo for Cho Yuan. That's all I ask for. Is that too much? It's not! Wait, that's good as fuck. Oh, high roll 4-liner. Solon, baby. You want to get on my good side? I see you. I haven't mentioned what sets we're aiming for. Luke uses the new Spectro set. Genshin, Sunhwa, Mortefi all use Moonlit Clouds. Rhinne would be on Sierra Gale because he's potentially a main DPS, though he can flex Moonlight if needed. Zhongliao is on Void Thunder, and Lupa Flaming Clawprint. Oh, I forgot Brant. He's on the stage slaying. I have to do fucking open world exploration for you so we can get the Tempest Mephis for him. Are you serious right now? Oh my god, dude, this is such a disaster. So Brant is the one character we haven't changed. Everything on him is still the same. We got a little bit better gear, but I don't want to farm for her set right now because it's just going to take too long and I really need to see what's going to happen. Got ER on her. We got Luke finally built up, skills level 6. He's got really good gear, actually. That kind of sucks because, like, our Cho Yuan and whatnot, these are the characters that really need the crazy gear. We got them some good stuff, but, like, this is terrible. I'm going to see how this works for a clear, though. Zhongliao is missing energy regen really bad, but he's got some crazy pieces. And then the rest of our characters are super copium.
I should try to smile.
Make this quick.
But, we ball. If you showed someone this team comp in 2024, they'd call it a complete abomination. As it would turn out with HP inflation and power creep, using that to try and clear contests in the big 2026 against a resisted bosses with no shilling, no 5-star weapon, no energy regen, and no good characters was not the play. You see our health bar moving? I don't. I do not see our health bar moving whatsoever. I knew something needed to change immediately, but I wasn't sure how the other teams would fare, so I decided to try out Cho Yuan next. Needless to say, with his team only being slightly better and no shill buffs to benefit him on middle tower either, especially against a boss whose entire design is the biggest fuck you to Cho Yuan you'll ever see, that didn't go well either. So I don't think Cho Yuan is clearing this one. Major changes needed to happen. I decided to do something crazy. Increases all attribute damage by 6% for all resonators in the team. At 4 stacks, grants 36% crit damage to all resonators. And Cho Yuan is the only character we have on this account that can proc this. So we're playing Zhongliao, Cho Yuan, Rhinne. Let's go, baby. Don't get it twisted. This comp is the definition of throwing stuff at the wall and hoping it sticks. But the difference between Cho Yuan and Janshin here is starting to give me hope for the account. A few tries in and I already have the boss at 15% HP. The comp just needed a little bit of extra juice for the win. I'm doing it. Fuck it, judgment call. I committed to using the 5-star weapon selector for Zhongliao, and that meant some more crystal solvents had to be used on the resources to raise the weapon. In the end, I can also use this temporarily for Luke. And while the new standard weapon may technically be better for him, it would take days to farm it. The Abyss Surge is maxed. I tried the Janshin comp again to see if my Abyss Surges would let me carry her across the finish line and save Cho Yuan. It didn't. I also wanted to see if I could save Rhinne for middle tower. The reality is, even at S3, a Luke without echoes, without skill levels, with only Abyss Surges wasn't going to have a good time. Yeah, I found out the hard way that Zhongliao Cho Yuan is not a team comp I should be skimping out on. Zhongliao without quick swap is one of the most clunky characters to play due to the long field time with minimal windows to dodge. And Cho Yuan, play him at S0 and tell me you're enjoying the game, I'll call you a liar. It took me failing for hours on end for me to finally crack the code on how to play this comp. But by finding the line, adjusting my rotation to start with Zhongliao ult, and line up my Cho Yuan's forte to properly dodge Fleur-de-Lis's attack pattern, it was only a matter of time before Zhongliao, Cho Yuan, Rhinne quick swap was able to do this. No fumbles, no fumbles, no fumbles.
Judgment falls.
Okay, huge. 8 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1. Oh my god, bro. That is so annoying. What a stupid comp to play, bro. Holy shit. That's only one floor done, by the way. Jesus Christ. Normally, I'd be happy with that clear. This is easily my worst team comp, but I knew middle tower would be an even bigger struggle. Yeah, today's day 3 on the account, and it starts off with a banger. My guy pulled Galbrena. It's level 1. It has no weapon. It is completely bricked. We don't have the weekly map. We have some weekly mass to get it up. Okay. But our best weapon is an R1 relativistic jet. Yeah, it's bricked. So here's a few problems. One, we have to farm for her set. Two, see problem one. Day 3 was the final day I gave myself to transform this account, so I wasted no time farming every resource I needed for Galbrenna with the 33 crystal solvents we had remaining. All right, banger. So now we need level up mats, and we need flowers, and then we need to get our weapon up, and then we need to get our skills up, and then we're gonna have nothing for any other character on this account. Fuck. I even went back to the holograms and spent time there to gather the remaining resources. With so few solvents remaining, I wanted to save them in case any team needed the help. There's a bigger problem though. Galbrenna came out when Kuro first introduced Nightmare Nests into the game. Back then, they ended up making the mistake of tying their sets almost purely to those Nightmare Nests, meaning I have a very small amount I can actually farm. Wait, I got a singular echo. I got a singular echo, bro. Oh my god. I got a single echo from that whole place. That's like not okay. Thankfully, there's still a few main stat selectors on the account. All that was left was to let RNGesus take the wheel. Heavy attack, that kind of, it's a low roll, but we don't have too many off. 8.1, that's good. That's good. We're gonna 25 this. If it hits, it's big. If it doesn't hit, dodge. Oh! So here's our plan now. These ones are all for Lupa, because Lupa still needs her set. Let's enhance these, see if we get one for Lupa. Great start. In fact, that might even just be a full commit right there. It's that easy, baby. All right, Lupa's going to get unbreaked at this rate, too. Okay, heavy attack ER. We go 20. This game is hilarious. That's actually a good piece. It's high roll, and energy regen. That's actually a good piece. I mentioned earlier that weekly mats are one of the biggest gates, so I made sure to grab the 5 you get from Perlova's area, though they're only usable for the old weekly materials. That means Galbrenna and Luke are out of luck. That took 4 hours of farming, but we got some pretty good results from it. So we got Lupa on her set. She's looking a little more respectable. Unfortunately, we do have her on an ER3 cost, but what can you do? We got Luke pretty built up too now. His weapon's level 90. We got Galbrenna fairly built up. We got our weapon level 90. It's a piece of garbage. This account is a piece of garbage. Oh my god, it hurts to look at. I tried. Trash gear on all 3 characters wasn't enough to stop Monofusion from absolutely rolling floor 1 of tower. I'm not gonna lie, after whatever the hell that side tower was, I'll take it. Floor 2 was the same deal. A strong comp with trash gear is still an easy clear. Floor 3 and 4 were my actual concerns, and I quickly found out how justified those concerns were. This is my first experience playing Luke, so I don't know if his gameplay quite optimized yet, but he's an easy character and this boss has 80% of his health bar remaining. He's too simple of a character for gameplay alone to make up that diff, so I made an adjustment that killed me physically. I had to swap to using Rhinne instead of Buling. That means I'll have to get the Choyuin Shungliao clear again with an even worse comp this time, but we'll deal with that if we can even clear floor 3. A few attempts in with Rhinne, and I was able to get the boss to 20% HP. The gameplay there was actually really solid too, so instead of struggling to probably not get the clear, I decided to make more commitment. I'd still been saving weeklies to see which comp needed it the most, and the answer was obviously just, I leveled both his skill to level 8 and took his crit node. Whether getting the crit rate node here over the multipliers was ideal, I honestly don't know. What the fuck? Is Luke stupid? He just yeeted that shit into Narnia. There were so many runs where Luke was just barely off the timing to do his final rotation on Memphis, which was the difference between me clearing and not clearing. That's because I was still stuck in the mindset of doing ideal rotations. When you're constrained by a timer and you're playing a character like Luke who can have a massive overkill, you can adjust your rotation to get the clear. Normally, Luke wants to wait for his 3 enhanced skill cast to cast his strongest ultimate, but one of the issues with this is just how long it takes to generate those stacks. So instead of waiting for the optimal damage, I ult extremely early in the rotation. But everything I just described is not even the main reason to do this. With Rhinne and Sanwa's rotation being so fast, if I use that early ultimate on Luke, I can get to his second rotation so quickly that instead of doing an extra basic attack string to stall out, I can just go through his rotation like normal and cast a second ultimate a whole 5 seconds earlier, leading to what one can only describe as absolute cinema. Okay, it's looking great so far. Just need to get it into Luke, and then I think it's GG. Alright, it's GG, right? Okay, I'm gonna explain my genius game plan. So what you do is I ulted early, so I didn't have to stall as long on Luke and waiting for cooldowns on Sunwa and Barina, because I could go back for the ult earlier to go for the second rotation afterward. Floor 4 was the easier of the two for Luke. I started getting more used to his gameplay, and with surgical precision, the inevitable happened. This kills? Come on, come on, come on, baby! Come on, baby! I tryharded the fuck out of that one. Boom! Picture perfect gameplay. Love to see it. I even went no comms. Full sweat mode. I used the weekly materials from earlier to max out Sheng Liao as much as possible, and now he and Cho Yuen need to prove their worth. Even without the damage from Verena, my better understanding of this Forsaken comp and my general unresting of the game was enough to get the clear on Fleur de Lis in just 2 tries. I realized that I need Brand to clear the side towers of floor 3s, as neither Spectro nor Havoc Rover had echoes or skill levels invested. Unsurprisingly, when I made my team comp worse, I started to feel the effects of the negative gear on Galbrenna. As it turned out, an R1 4-star weapon, missing a crit roll on every single echo you have, and negative skill levels is just not the play. No! That resulted in me using the final remaining weekly on the account to raise Galbrenna. Yeah, it went more smoothly. Who would have guessed? That freed up Brant to clear floor 3. Alright, Brant. Thank you for coming along. But the way this must end is the way that it started. With the most scuffed team comp you have ever seen in your life. Fuck! Good! Oh, I'm so close. Trust me, I wanted to clear with Sheng Liao Cho Yuen more than anyone watching this video, but I'd already been on the account for 24 hours at this point, and frankly, I was over it. Even the signatureless Brant was enough to show up and steal the show. And Cho Yuen showed off what the devs intended for those who play him at a main DPS at S0. Side tower duty. That was 25 hours. Over the course of 3 days, it took me to fix that account and clear that guy's tower. It is the most bricked account anyone has ever seen on Wuthering Waves, and it is finally put to rest. You know what? Let's never do this again. All right, let's never fix someone's account. If you enjoyed the video, check out how I got the world record in Wuthering Waves and beat the game in 7 days right here, or me fixing this free-to-play's bricked account. Oh, and like, comment, subscribe for the algorithm.